Okay guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to make some simple table widgets, so you can add, copy, like delete rows and columns. So here I booted up the Qt designer. So we're gonna create dialog with the buttons. I think we never used these Qtablewidgets before on my previous videos, but here, so if you search it, just get the table widget, not the view. So you're getting the widget, and then as always we're gonna get the push buttons. So I'm gonna be needing total of five buttons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one is add row. Second, add color. This one should be delete row, delete columns. Last one will be copy row. So the last button will do the copy the previous row. Alright, so I'm gonna name them each add row, add columns, delete row, delete color, and last one will be copy row. And this one, since we only have one table widget, I'm not gonna specially name it. Now we're gonna create the layout. So click all buttons and say layout horizontally, and then with this whole layout, just select these table widgets, and then we're gonna say layout vertically. Okay, and we're going to layout in a grid. Alright, so I'm gonna save this. Oops, stream. Table GUI. Okay. Now we are going to create the Python file. You guys all know now that how to create it. You guys should first look for script folders of Pythons. So change directions of that script folders. When you go into script folder, you're gonna use PyQt5 PyQt5 -x. Let's see. And then just drag and drop your GUI .ui file, and -o, drag and drop and change the extension to Py. Oops, what did I do? Oh, I just didn't put the space here. So okay, now you should be able to see the Python file of your GUI. Now open up the IntelliJ. I already created the project here. You guys should be able to do it now. If you guys can refer to my previous videos. Now from here, we're gonna create a Python file. I'm gonna say table main. And I'm just gonna copy and paste all the import I need here. So we're gonna import this, and then we're going to import the GUI that we created to the Python file, and we are going to import the Qtablewidget items today. So CSV, I'm gonna tell you guys later, but this is what you guys could make the Excel file out of from Tablewidgets. And as always, we're gonna import these things. We're gonna create instance class main class Qdialog, and we're gonna import our GUI. And init. Then we're gonna call the super. Here, so the setup UI, and you should do self. Then app equals to Q application. We're gonna code sys.arg, and then main, I'll say just main, which is main in class instance, and then main.show .exec. So from here, if we just compile it, now you can see the GUI that you have created. So we have add row, add columns, delete row, delete columns, and delete, copy row. Now we are going to create each one's functions. So here, first let's create function of adding the row here. So I'll say add row, and then this one you need to count the row of your table widget. So I'll say row count equals to self.tablewidget. This I didn't name specifically like to the other name, but this is the table widget that we created in the GUI, and then row count. So this is literally the row count of your table widget, and then I'm gonna do table widget insert. It should be row, right? And then into the row count. So let's test these functions. Sub.push buttons should be add row. Click connect self.add row. From here, if we click it, now you guys can see it's adding the row. Alright, so we successfully implemented these functions. Next one, let's do add column. Okay. So as we did above, while we were doing the add row functions, we're gonna do column count, right? So I'm gonna say column count equals to self.tablewidget. Then it should be column counts, right? And like same as above, we're gonna insert columns. So call count. So now you guys could check by connecting these functions to the buttons. right? So we can add row, we can now add columns, right? All right, so this seems fine. Next one, I'd like to delete. So def dot delete row. It should be. We should first check whether there's a row to delete. So we're gonna do if self.tablewidgets.row count. If row count is more than 0, which means if there's any row exist, then we are going to perform following functions. So self.tablewidgets, and there's a remove row, right? And then what this will take is that table widgets the row count. So we're gonna delete this table's row count minus 1. You guys understand this, right? So if there's any row more than 0, then we're gonna delete that row minus 1. So which means deleting it. So let's implement these functions. Push button that delete row, click that connect, self that delete row, right? So there's no row right now, but if we edit here, if we click it, it should delete the last row, right? And there's none, it's not going to delete anything. Same, we're going to do delete column. So it should be column count. If there's any column to delete, then we should remove the column, right? And then remove column should do minus the column count by 1. So self.push buttons, delete columns, click that connect, self.delete column, right? So if we have it here, delete row should delete, and then delete column should delete the columns, right? Lastly, we're gonna do copying the row. So div let's say copy row. This one will first, it's gonna insert the row, right? So self.tablewidgets insert row, and then self.tablewidgets row count. So it is basically what this add row does, but then we're going to add content of this row, not just adding the one row here. So we'll say row count self.tablewidgets row count, right? And then we're gonna do count equals to self.tablewidget column count, and then for I in range of count. So this I, the range function is calling, let's say if we have like 3 columns, then the range function will call from 0 to 3. So for i's in 0 to 3, okay? If not, self.tablewidgets.item row count -2, I is none. So what this means, if the row count, if there's a 3 row exist, and then the first row is not empty, then we are going to we are going to set the table widgets item. So table widgets set item. This one will take positions. So row count -1, and I is set by defined here, right? So from 1, if there's 3 columns, then it's going to be 0 to 3, right? I mean 0 to 2. And then it's gonna set the Qtablewidgets item self.tablewidgets.item. So this means the positions, right? The contents of the specific locations. So it's going to be row count -2 and I, right? And then dot text. So if the previous one is not empty, then we're going to set the items. And then this set item is taking position first. So it's going to be the next one. So row count -1, comma I, which is column. This column number is defined here. If there's 3 columns, it's going to be from range of 0 to 2. So which is 3 columns. And then it's going to set the item to the table widget item or previous one, right? So 1 by 2, 1 comma, it could be, if let's say there's 3 rows, then it's going to be 1 comma 0, 1 comma 1, 1 comma 3, 1 comma 2. It's going to take all the items of previous row and then set the item on the next row here. And you have to do that text to make it string, of each cells on the table widgets. So now let's connect it to the push buttons. So push buttons, clicked connect, so that copy row, right? So we can add here like hello 1 2 hi, and then I'm gonna do copy row. So it's gonna copy the previous ones, and then you can also delete, copy, delete, and add if you want to. All right, so I'm gonna finish up the video from here, videos for today's video. And next one, I will continue with these examples, but it's gonna be a short one, how to export the whole table into the Excel file. So I'll see you guys next time. Just leave a comment if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching the video.